What's up guys, this is Brent with Western Equipment, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the difference between two different lawnmower oil filter systems. So one of the main questions that I get all of the time on this channel has to do with the easy change oil system from John Deere. We have a lot of mowers nowadays that come with this easy change oil system. And what this is, if you have not seen it, is a preloaded canister filter system that comes with 0.8 quarts of oil in the filter already ready to go. So whenever you go to change your oil, you simply pop the old one off, pop this new one on, and then you have that new oil mixing with that oil that does stay in the engine. So most of these lawnmowers hold about 2 quarts of oil. So therefore you have 1.2 quarts that stays in the engine, and then 0.8 quarts that's going in to replace 0.8 quarts that comes out whenever you change this filter. Now, the other system that we have is just going to be your normal drain and filter system. So what I've done today is I've gone in here and I've broken both of these apart, and I'm gonna pull those out so we can see the difference, see how this filter is made up, see how this one is made up, and see how they would compare as far as filtration goes. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my gloves, and we'll start over here to my right with the standard oil filter. Now this is going to be an AM125 424, very common lawnmower filter from John Deere. So I went ahead and I cut the top off here, and if I pull out the center, we can see that we have our oil bypass valve right here. Then on the bottom we are going to have our actual filtering media. So I'll set that down right here, and then at the bottom of that we're going to have our spring right there and our bypass valve. So one thing that we can see here, very thin layer of filter medium. So whenever you're thinking about you're doing this change with the standard oil filter, you're going to be doing this annually or every 50 hours, and you're also going to be changing all 2 quarts of oil along with the filter. So this is an example of a filter that has very few hours on it here. But you can see that it is soaked in oil, but there is that filter medium. Now I'll go ahead and pull this back, and now we'll look at the easy change oil system. Now, like I said, this is going to be the pop-on preloaded filter. It is a 30-second oil change. John Deere is very high on using this system. It is going to be a convenience type system. It's made for those type of consumers that value their time more than spending the time to go ahead and do this full oil change. But the question that always comes about is, how well is this filter doing? You know, we have this filter that we're changing every time along with 2 quarts of oil, but this filter is having to filter 1.2 quarts of dirty oil along with the new oil. So I went ahead, popped the top off of it as well, and then if we pull this out, I was very interested to see what I had whenever I got this open. Now, the first thing that stuck out to me is just how much larger the filter medium is. And I knew that with being in this large of a canister, you had to have a lot more filtering capacity. And right there, you can see just how much more filter medium there is. Now, the interesting thing about this is, as we can see, right here is going to be the cavity where that oil is in there around the canister. It's also going to be all the way around the filter, but this is going to hold 0.8 quarts within this housing. And then if we go ahead and dump that out, we have a large spring here that is going to be holding that filter base up to the top of that plate. And so it's just a very well constructed filter. But the big question is, what is the difference? So obviously, like we talked about, preloaded filter, non-preloaded filter, but the main issue here that I want to point out is the difference in the filter medium. So if we look here, if we're looking at the bottom of the base to the bottom, and what we're looking at is the area right here that is actually going to be making contact with the oil. So you can see here that we're very easily double the amount of filtration pleating here. Now, what would be interesting to see is to go ahead and cut these open and lay this filter medium out and measure it. And if these were going to be a lot closer in size, I would have done that. But if we go ahead and we spin this around, you can see that the number of pleats is going to be very close to the same. If we stack these right on top of each other, they are going to be the same diameter all the way around. And you can see just how many pleats are around this filter. But the main thing that we're trying to show here is the question being is, does this filter hold up to its worth? Is it worth to go ahead and do this if we're looking to save that time? And in my opinion, just by seeing this, by seeing that we have double the amount of filtration surface, this is something that I've been saying for a long time, is that this system has been tested. It's been gone through. Deere has spent plenty of time into putting this out on the market. If they weren't confident in it, it would not be out there. So this just goes to show that whenever we're looking at our standard oil filter versus our 30-second oil change, yes, we're changing all the oil here. This one on this side is filtering out 1.2 quarts of dirty oil along with the new oil, but you also have twice the amount of filtration space right there on the filter media. So guys, I hope this video was able to clear up any questions you might have had. You may have been one of those viewers out there that had this question about how well does this filter do. It has been out there for a few years now on the market as of 2022, and I have yet to hear any complaints really about this. So this just goes to show that this is going to be a good option, especially when we're talking about the size again of that medium. We're talking about the amount of dirty oil that this filter is having to filter versus the amount that this one is. This one is going to start out with clean oil. Over here, we're going to start out with 1.2 quarts of dirty. So I think overall, guys, that is a good breakdown showing you how these filters are made up, how much medium you've got, and how well you should expect this filter to perform as to this one. When we're changing out all the oil, this should be a fine option. If we're leaving that 1.2 quarts in, I would go out there to say that we are definitely okay here with twice as many pleats. So guys, I hope this video helped you out. If it did, we just ask you to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Also, if you need any parts for your John Deere equipment, make sure to go check us out at 247parts.com. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Hey guys, make sure to check out this cool video and this one. Buy your parts right up here and subscribe right here.